Okay, onto the shower. The shower screen is done by 23.0. I did do a bit of research on a lot of the shower curtains and come up with 23.0 as probably the better one out of them all. That's just my opinion though. Inside, construction's pretty good. Even comes with a light underneath, which is just a USB point. Shower head. The only thing I've got to do is cut this section out, stitch it here, so I can get into the tackle box when I need to, because it's a pain in the butt the way it is. But I'll get to that. Can't rush these things. Zip that up. And that goes into gas hot water system. This is done by Thermomate. So far so good. It gets hot extremely quick and it can get extremely hot. So it took a little while to play with the dials to get the right settings, but once you did, it's a hot shower pretty well straight away. It's pretty instant. This goes into the gas bottle, of course, and this runs through into the latest edition 53 litre water tank, custom made. It is beautiful actually. It fits in very, very snug, very, very tight. Even used some of the original mounts, and into a 6 litre per minute water pump. And, get about up to about 10 showers out of that between us, so 5 each, which covers pretty much the most of the week when you're camping. So yeah, we're pretty happy. Next mod, Hurricane Fabrication. On the internet, look them up. I think I got one from my old man as well, and it cost me, I think it was $2.99. Easy mod. I need to get some more recovery gear, but I do have a Landcruiser, so I don't need recovery gear that often. Other than that, you'd be surprised what you can fit in there. Great little mod. Every little inch of this cruiser is being used up. So, on the passenger side, this is just an isolator to isolate everything, so fridges, freezers, TVs, pumps, everything. So when I'm not using it, instead of drawing that little bit of current out of the battery, I just isolate it. In here's all the fuses for the switch. In here is the 200 amp hour iTech World lithium battery. That thing, look, it does cost a little bit to get one of these, but it's worth it in the end. I don't have to get a generator, so there's money saved there, and that powers the fridge, freezer, everything at night time. And last night I lost 0.6% of the battery, so I don't know how long it would take to run that battery flat. Would not have a clue, but it would take a very long time, I'm assuming. We have a 100 watt solar panel up on the roof, which I'll go through soon, which runs into the DC charger. It's a 40 amp hour charger, and that obviously goes from the alternator as well, and the solar. Other than that, just a light switch, It's very handy at night time. It's actually quite bright at night time. That's just a marine one. I'm gonna have a converter as well, 2000 watt converter. I just haven't got it yet. I'm gonna put the speakers from the back doors, because you just can't hear them because everything is behind them, behind the front seats. I'm gonna put them up on the top here, and an AC to DC charger I've got sitting there, but I just haven't mounted it yet as well, so that'll go there. So that'll be another video to come later on. The drawers, most of you have seen these a million times, these drawers. Pretty plain and simple, just the Titan drawer system. They are a lot cheaper than the rest, but I've never had an issue with them, so they fit in beautifully, they come out easy, they're strong. Never had an issue with them, so. And they've been on a lot of trips. That was actually one of the first mods I ever did, so they still look good. So I think it comes down to how you look after them in the end, really, isn't it? So that's basically the finish of this at the back. Moving on, passenger emuwing. First of all, I did get some shorter gas struts, otherwise this was going to hit that. So I can still get my head under it quite easily, no dramas at all. The switch panels here, the fridge, we've got the freezer, TV, the air compressor and the freshwater pump, which is the shower. Isolator, so once I get the AC to DC charger, I'll hook that up to number 2. As it is now, we've got the solar and the DC charger hooked up to number 1. Now, it's debatable on the TV. I know people don't like it, but I know people that do like it. In the end, we can't have campfires too often these days, especially around this time of year in the summertime. So it gets dark very quickly and there's nothing to talk about sometimes, so why not, eh? Filled in a space nicely, we like it, why not? Alright, so ripped out the back seats. We're not going to have kids, so we just figured, well, we might as well deck out the Cruiser even more. All the tools I need. I'm trying to put things in there that I'm not going to need access to too often, so it's the only part of the Cruiser that we cannot get to when the Cruiser is loaded with everything. So we'd have to take out some of our stuff just to get to this little area. So yeah, all of this is stuff that we don't really need to pull out until we're actually camping itself. And the compressor there, easy access. All I have to do is hook the hose up and go. And in the front, if you can just see, sneaky little subwoofer. So I've moved the fridge to the back seat, where the back seat originally was, and the freezer. I don't use the freezer that often, but on longer trips we use it. And for that reason, I didn't get anything expensive. I thought I'd just give the cheaper one a try first. And the Waco, I think it's a 50 litre. I can't remember exactly how much it was. So all the vents are open, so the air can get in and around without overheating. It's a little bit lower than what it was at the back, so Flav can get in there quite easy. I can look in as well. And the front's just a little box I made attached to it. DVDs, cups, you name it, go in there. So I've tried to utilise every single inch of this car. The rods, they're on the inside, they slide down the sides there, on both sides. A man's always got to have at least 2 rods. Obviously I had to get the 2-piece rods. I will eventually have like a net that goes up against the bottom of the roof there, and that, you know, put pillows and stuff like that up there as well. Moving on. Emuwing driver's side. I have been asked many times about this now, so here it is. This is just a cover, so this stops the sun heating up the reels too much. The sun's the biggest damage of everything, and also stops dickhead thieves trying to look in and see what's in there as well. I haven't quite finished. There's a couple of little things I want to put on here and here as well. The drawer was the hardest thing to do, obviously. It was pretty tight. There's actually two of these coming in and out. And then, yeah, obviously decked it all out with everything in there. I do a lot of fishing. Well, I like to do a lot of fishing. I'm not a very good fisherman, but I do like to do a lot of fishing. We do a steep point trip every year, once a year. And yeah, so it's all set up for that, ready to go. Can't really do a kit with them because, you know, everyone's interior is a lot different, and that I've literally built the frame off the drawers inside, so, and that's the same with the other side as well. So yeah, I've been asked to do kits and stuff like that, but it's going to be impossible pretty much, because it only has to be, you know, a few millimeters out, and it just wouldn't fit properly. So yeah, thanks for the positive feedback and trying to get kits and everything, but yeah, it's definitely a custom job for sure. Okay, the awning. It's just a one-row awning, 2.5 meter by 2.5 meter, which works out perfect to the RV310. It's exactly the same width, and it marries up quite nicely when we're setting it up. So we've got extra undercover area, and even tie the rope off the other end there, keeps it all nice and tight. Just the LEDs up there, which is extremely bright at night time. Solar panels that run through into the corner, into the tent, into an arc pack, and we can charge phones, put the fan on if we need. Flav's a little bit sick at the minute, so she's having a lay down. Moving on. A little added extra to the cruiser. We decided to go for a kitchen a portable kitchen. I got busy during winter, and as you know, in Perth it was pissing down rain, so had a fair bit of time, and with COVID and all that, so got busy in the garage and built this. So this is actually 2.0. The first one was a bit too big and a bit too heavy, so I had to pull that all apart again and start fresh. Yeah, we just got drawers, pots and pans with detachable handles. Now they come in extremely handy when camping for saving space. And the drawers, the slides just slide in and out, and the legs fold up and back under, so yeah, very handy. Sits in there nicely, strapped down, can't go anywhere, and she slides out to take her off. Simple. Okay, onto the roof rack. I went for Rhino rack. I think this is the 1220 by 2.1, I think, or something like that, or 2.2 length one. I think they made more for the 200 series more than the 100 series. I think it looks better on 100 series, which is my personal opinion. Solar panel, I'll show you this now before I pack everything onto the top. It's a 100 watt slimline solar panel. This mechanism is just a coffee table lift mechanism that I've made a bracket for and bolted it straight to the rack. The gas struts, I've got to get some stainless steel ones. It's a bit hard to get up and down at the minute because she's gone a little bit rusty, but it's in the process of getting some over from Queensland apparently, marine gas struts. And yeah, that just folds down, and then I just bolted into there with a wing nut, easy as. And my garage door was a little bit low, so this helps getting the cruiser into the garage. Alrighty, so we're packed up. As you can see, the tent and the chairs slide straight under the solar panel, pretty flat. As you know, 1FZ motors are the most useless in fuel economy, so any less wind resistance I can get, that was the whole point of the solar panel being the way it is, and not just facing up on the angle. The rest of it's pretty self-explanatory. Just continuing on from earlier, the solar panel all folded down, gets into the garage quite easily, secured by elastic rope and bolt the wing nut with a rubber grommet on the end of it. On the outside, just got an Outback Accessories rear carrier. Next year I'm gonna go right through the whole car, new wheels, rock sliders, front bar, and yeah, I'll deck out the outside. So it's still a work in progress. I've done the inside, and yeah, stay tuned. Alrighty guys, forgot to mention what I've been using in the back throughout this whole build. Rectangle aluminium, I haven't got any left, so I've just got this to show you, but it's very light, very strong, and we're trying to keep the weight down as much as we can at the back. The rest of it is marine ply, so 9, 12 and 18 mil. I used the 18 mil for anything that needs a bit of structure, a bit of sturdiness about it. Anything where all the other panels are like getting screwed into, the 18's where they screw into, but the rest of it's 12 and 9 mil to keep the weight down as well. Marine carpet right through. I wouldn't use this particular carpet again. I'd get one with a backing on it. You can get marine carpet with a bit of rubber backing on it, and it will stick 100 times better, because this is having trouble sticking in the heat. As soon as it gets a bit hot, and we like to go to the hot climates, it just starts unsticking everywhere. So I've had to staple it up and wrap it around a staple, which it's helping, but yeah, I can't be stuffed taking it all off just to put new carpet on again. So I'm making with do at the minute, but yeah, keep that in mind if you're gonna look at doing something like that. Other than that, I think that's about it. I've tried to utilize every bit of space right through the whole car, and it's easy to get to anything. Even when the car's completely packed, it's easy to get to everything when you need. Alright guys, I think that's about it for the 105 build for now anyway. I've got more things planned for it, but yeah, neighbours cruising past. Yeah, so if you want to see more, and I'll keep you up to date, like and subscribe and all that. You don't have to, of course, but yeah, until then, thanks for watching.